What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm finally back from vacation, and I have a couple things to show you before we get headed out to the shop to start working on the Eclipse again, and they're right here. So the first thing is the block got powder coated. This is the Eclipse block. This is a silver vein powder coat. You can see all the black in it. Looks really good. Vince did an awesome job on this. Sandblasted, powder coated, even kept the badge. It looks awesome. The second one is the crankshaft from the Eclipse is back from the machine shop. He did say that the third rod is low. There's the measurements on that. The other ones were right about there, so you know, we'll figure it out. If we have to go with a little bit oversized bearing, should be fine. This block is also going to go to that same machine shop before we do anything with it, so just wanted to give you guys that little update so that you know what's going on, and I wanted to show off that powder coat because I'm really excited about that. So let's get in the car, we'll get headed to the shop. Alrighty, we made it to the shop, and holy, it is cold. I missed the Texas weather. If you do not know, I was in Texas for the last, week, and then it was Florida before that for motorcycle rallies. But yeah, it was like mid-60s, awesome, sunny, like I was on the beach and whatever, and now it's 28 degrees. Anyways, the Eclipse is still here. Nothing's changed. That's nice. So I noticed a few things. Remember, we had fuel leaking at the fuel rail. Well, the hose clamp, that guy, it didn't get put back on all the way, so that could be part of it. It was high idling. Throttle cable's a little bit on the tight side. I'm gonna loosen that a little bit. I think that might be a cause of a little bit of that high idle. And it's a little wet underneath. I still haven't quite figured out what it is. Probably oil. DSMs tend to leak oil. We'll start by putting the clamp back on, adjusting the throttle cable, and I think we might run some new spark plug wires. Get rid of these guys, get down there, plug them into the coil packs correctly, which should be interesting because there is no room. I've never done that on a stock intake manifold. I don't have my tripod with me, so you guys are gonna have to just kind of bear with me. I'm gonna do my best to film what I'm doing, but yeah, here we go. Alright, so now we have our new spark plug wires, which all of this is a mess. I'm not super happy about that, but I don't have all my little clips like I usually have. Usually I'll take the time and clip these all away from each other so they're not touching. It should be okay for right now. Throttle cable is adjusted. It is much more loose now. Should be just fine. And I got my little clamp on that fuel line. So hopefully that was where it was leaking and not at the fuel rail or anything like that. I think we're just about ready to try starting it up again and see how it idles. Try to get it up to operating temp. This is what I used as a tripod. So, sorry if you guys had a terrible view, but, it is what it is for this video. So I just did a last little check. Notice that I didn't tighten this clamp, so that's tight now. I'd be really surprised if this thing actually starts. Nope, I must have plug wires flip-flopped together. Okay, so I had it the same way that it was before, with 4 and 3 flip-flopped. So I looked up and found this little diagram. So 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's the way it goes. So nice and easy. Super easy diagram. That's awesome. All right, let's try this one more time. just adjusted the bisque screw. It's out just a couple of turns. It's this guy right here. There's a little screw head in there. Yeah, you can see that there. So maybe that was why I was idling so high. I guess let's try it again. I probably should have brought fresh gas for this thing, but I didn't. Pressure. Oil pressure is pretty high actually, which balance shaft delete, and it's cold. It's idling pretty decent, except for the misfire, which again I'm really not sure why. Got here about 1100 RPM. That's not too bad. I feel like I should have something on my coolant temp sensor. Misfire has sort of gone away. It's still definitely there though. This hose is leaking. Well, I'm gonna do a little bit of Googling and I'll be right back. Alright, so I found out why I have no coolant temp sensor. One of the wires is broken and I broke the other one off. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But I got the little pin out. I'm gonna go get a couple of new pins. This thing's also leaking a whole bunch of coolant. So it's leaking from here, which I think I said. I tightened this clamp. It's leaking from the hose on the bottom of the radiator. It's leaking from the turbo somewhere, and there may be more. I'm not sure. But Matthew is here now, and we're gonna go get some fresh gas, because that's probably also not helping it. This gas has been sitting for probably at least 2 years, so we'll be back. Alright, we're back. Just filled it with gas. Been messing with the wiring. The lower radiator hose clamp is in a bad position and I am having a really hard time getting to it, so I'm leaving that right now. I tightened this up a lot more. This is the coolant temp sensor wire. Was the coolant temp sensor wire. So that's cool. I was able to rewire this one. I think this is the one for the fans. I hope so. I also noticed one other thing while I was under here. So there's these little lines, coolant lines. Let's see if I can get to them right here. That come out of the thermostat housing and run to the throttle body. They're these guys down here. Well, you can see right here, that guy right there. There's supposed to be a line coming off here. Well, it's broken, so that might be why it's leaking coolant as well, but those look dry. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Well guys, the doors are open. I've been messing with the car. I got it running good. All the leaks are stopped. That tire looks a little low, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Take a little look in here. We have a check engine light. Oil pressure looks good. We have some fuel. I think I'm going to try to get it out of the shop and see how it moves. The rear brake caliper that was stuck when I moved it into the shop with the pilot and the winch and all that, I still haven't adjusted that or done anything with that, so that might hinder how far we go and what happens, but I think we need to take it for a drive. Just like that, the Project Eclipse is moving. And we have brakes. That's good. Heard this thing shift yet. Alright, well, that's enough for that. I'm gonna turn this thing around. It's definitely not shifting. Okay, well, that went okay. You know, it could have gone worse. Could have gotten stranded somewhere. So definitely need to check transmission fluid. That's probably one of the first things. Alright, well, I am calling it a night. It's about 10:30 now. At it for a few hours. We redid some of the wires. This wire, I'm not sure what this one is. The dash temp sensor, coolant temp sensor wire got redone. Got everything to stop leaking, so that's cool. I was doing some Googling on the transmission not shifting issue, and it seems like the transmission is stuck in limp mode. And that may be why the check engine light is on as well. Now there is a way to read those codes, but again, because this car is so old, it's kind of a pain in the butt, so we might end up going through that. Definitely progress, but it's late. It's time for me to hit the road, and I am freezing my butt off. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos and learning things like I am. I've never had an auto car before, and of course, it's in limp mode, so that's cool. That'll be the next thing that we get to figure out, but you know, that's why we're here. That's why we have the car, to learn things. So thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.